Okay, this is the scene today at Infinitely Nomadic Workshop. So the roundhouse yurt-like structure is still not done, but it is definitely moving to the next stage now. So all the roof panels are in position. There's 15 flashing strips, or is there 16? I don't know. And about 13 of them I'm confident in. One is terrible, two are borderline. So the terrible one, I've got an idea that I might be able to sew a kind of separate strip that kind of adds on to it. That might work. And the two that are a bit dodgy, my current plan is to use something like flash band or really good sort of gaffer tape. But so far, the only thing I can find in way of tape that really sticks well to the vinyl is the aluminium tape that you use on the insulation. That sticks really well, but looks really bad. Anyway, enough of all of that. So all the roof panels are in position, and I have emptied it of stuff. So for the first time ever, we will enter the roundhouse empty with all the roof in position. And here we are. We are now in the roundhouse. And this is what it's like. So it's funny how the sound has changed in here a lot over the last little bit. So the retaining strips are in position where they can be. That's basically 3 out of 4 panels, because each of the panels that are in the kind of that I set up first into the hub where the legs were, the bolts couldn't engage correctly. So they're out of kilter, so they're not in the right position, so I haven't put the strips on. But there we are, 3 out of 4 around, 1 over the door. And it does look and feel great in here. I've got work to do, masses of it. I need to put another skylight in, but you know, might even do that in 5 years, you never know. So the roof panels are okay, the gaps are okay. I can fiddle the gaps out a little bit, but not that much. My mate John Max told me that when I got this finished, I should take a drum and stand right in the middle of it and play. And I didn't really think that that would make much of a difference in this, because it's so sort of, there's so many absorbent materials in it. And at the moment, it's still got loads of holes in it, like all of that at the doorway's open, and that's open, and that's open, and that's open, and that's open. So, but anyway, he was right. When you, I haven't done the drum bit yet. When you stand in the centre of here, even though the roof is open, it sounds amazing. Even though I've got hearing aids, I don't think, well, I never expected this to sound so good. Well, I didn't expect it to sound anything. Anyway, so here we are. It's, you know, there's a lot to do. I have to build that opening large skylight feature up there. I have to install a mini French window in there. I have to install door windows, second mini French door in there, and then build the actual opening bit of the skylight that goes here. I am supposed to put another skylight in, cut one of these open and put another skylight in, but we'll see. So there is a lot happening, and well, there's not actually. I've emptied it completely and I'm not doing anything apart from tidying up at the moment. This is the view from just outside the door. So my voice has changed completely as I've come out here. I'm really surprised at that. So that's the view inside there, and there's a view of the floor. I mean, the floor isn't immaculate. Oh God, isn't immaculate, partly because of the damage I did skitting the panels down the road, and partly because it never was. It's reclaimed. It's not reclaimed. It's ex-marquee canvas, so it already, you know. But what we've discovered, what I've discovered is, for instance, if you spoon a beer on it and don't do anything about it, That's what it looks like after the beer has dried and absorbed dirt and stuck there. But actually, if you get a clean cloth and some water, warm water, I haven't even tried soapy water, a bit of warm water in a cloth and that all just disappears, to be honest. And lots of people have got this idea that you can't clean canvas. People talk about everything, they say everything. You can clean canvas and you can use detergent, but you have to re-waterproof it afterwards. Well, this canvas here, I'm not particularly bothered about its waterproofness. What I am bothered about is its hard-wearing nature. I mean, I'm not intending that people should walk on here with shoes and boots all the time. I would imagine that most people in a structure like this would take their shoes off, and also that there would be rugs and carpets and floor coverings. However, as long as you took your shoes off and you wanted it like this, say if you were using this for as therapy or as a, particularly if you were using this as some kind of ceremonial space, because you very much could do, couldn't you? With a little bit of adaptation, you could have 4 doors. If you did have 4 doors, it would be beautiful because you'd only have one panel in between the doors. You'd have a 3-panel opening door, panel, 3-panel opening door, panel, 3-panel opening door. I don't know if that'd be very good for ceremony, really. It would give you 4 entrances. However, it would only give you 4 clear wall spaces to sit in. Whereas in this configuration, with the 2 French window stroke fire escapes and the 1 stove place, there are 9, I think. 1, 2, I can't count through the camera. I think I counted the other day. There's either 9 or 10. I think there might be 10, including the including a leader. But places basically for people. Say if you wanted to sit around do meditation or whatever you were doing, you've got a central place. You've got places where you could have altars, shrines, and it's beautiful in here. But it's also minimalist. It's, it does have character, but also I imagine a lot of people, different types of people could come in here and do different types of things. If it was being used in that way, it would be great to see it used in that way because this floor is magical. And there's a lot of coincidental mathematics in that floor. Happy accidents. So very good. So I am feeling that, another month or 6 weeks and this will be finished with somebody living in it. Yeah, I hope. I am right on the edge now of making some kind of announcement as to the next stages of whatever it is I'm doing with this venture or my life. Infinitely Nomadic, I think, should continue no matter what. I've made stuff before. I expect I'll make stuff again. But all the way through the second half of making this, I've really felt like there must be some bit more to the point of this than making something for somebody to live in, because, whatever. That's a great thing to do. And mostly I make one thing. I never make the same thing twice. And on I go. But there's so much about this that works really well, and I haven't seen it done before. And the bits that might not work, might not work. But at least I can try them. And there's so much technologies and understandings in the world. Now that I've got this far, I can talk to people and they can make suggestions. And we can go on from there. I've met somebody across the way, Kerry, who does CAD, computer-aided design. He reckons a couple of days and you could have this in the system. And we could make these. I mean, if I could make 3 of these, I'd have something that was pretty slick and that wouldn't take that long to make. And it's nice work, most of it. So I'm beginning to have ideas. So I've been looking on the internet, and there are intentional communities all over the world. And why not near here, and why not including me? So cosmos is a very close and responsive phenomena, and ask for what you want. Well, I don't know about what you want. That's quite it. Well, who knows? Anyway, so it's feeling beautiful. There is still a lot to do. I've got somebody on the case now with a bit of fundraising to hopefully come up with a little easement. I don't know if that's the correct word for it, but you know, go in a song, wouldn't it? Ease my worried mind. Anyway, there we are. So the sort of bones of it are done. The flesh and muscle of it's done. The features are yet to be filled out, but actually the fireplace one's quite simple. It's a board, insulation board, fit the fire. The board on the inside be fireboard, obviously. Well, presumably, obviously. These windows, they aren't that hard to do. I've kind of cut the pieces for this one. They've just collapsed down there. Bits of Douglas. So it will have, you know, nice bits up the side. Once that's in, and the top piece that goes in here, the lintel, is quite good actually, because it's fallen down. I've taken it away, but it actually projects out from here and along there by about 4 or 5 inches, enough to put a cup of tea on. So basically, you'll be able to come along here, stand in the skylight, be outside, half outside, and with a place to put your cup of tea. Anyway, with a bit of Waney edge on it. So yeah, so then quite pleasant to do. Now that I've emptied it out, the rest of the workshop was pretty much rammed, and now it's completely rammed. I don't think you could use that anymore. It's a big table, but you just can't move it anything. You can't get the sewing machine in or out or do anything. But you know, it won't be long now when I'll actually put the scaffold back in and dismantle all of this and back into individual panels, give each individual panel its quality control sort of overall, and then that's it. Ship it out and install it. Okay, onwards and upwards. Good luck to everybody.